We are going to be learning how to draft a straight corset, which can also be called a Victorian corset. So all we need for this class is the measurement we are going to be working with is your full length, your bust measurement, your under bust, your shoulder to bust point, shoulder to under bust, your waist, then your shoulder line, then nipple to nipple measurement. That's what we are working with. So first, what I will be taking now is I will draw our starting line. I want to draw the horizontal lines. The first one I will be drawing is from my shoulder to my bust point, which is 9. You mark it. Then from your shoulder to my under bust is 12. I mark that also. Then from my shoulder to my waist, I'm using 16 for my waist. Then the full length of the top, I'm using 24. It's not up to 24 here, but let me make it 23.5. So I will add remaining allowances on the main fabric when I'm cutting. So the next thing you do is to rule out those straight lines, the horizontal lines. You look. Okay. So the next thing we'll do now is to label them. This is our shoulder line. We are going to be using our initials, our shoulder line, and this is our bust point, under bust, and this is our waistline. Okay. So the next thing we are going to do now is to so the next thing we do now is to take our neck depth. I'm using 3 inches for this neck depth. To those of us that will be needing our yoke for our corsets, but this one I'm not going to make use of the yoke, or if I like I'll still make use of the yoke, but I want to draft out everything together. So if peradventure you are not making use of your yoke, you can cut it away, you can remove it, and if you are making use of it, you can add it. So the neck width, I'm using 3 inches. Then for the neck depth, I'm using 3 as well. You mark it, then you connect the lines. Okay, so you create your neck hole. Okay, this is how it looks. So the next one I'm going to be doing now is our shoulder slant. So my shoulder measurement is 16. That's 16 divided by 2 is 8. So I'm adding half an inch to the measurement for my sewing allowance. So I'm marking 8.5 now here. So you connect the line. under but you take the same 1 inch in, 1 inch out. So this is how it's looking. So the next thing I'm going to do is connect those lines to the bust point. Connect it to the bust point. Connect to the upper side as well. Everything is connected to the bust point. Okay, so then this is how it's looking. Then the other part, you connect the same way. So the next thing that we do is to get our dart. You know, the Victorian corset is to have multiple darts based on how you want it to look. You can make your own. The front panel to have series of darts or so. So from this one will go in by one and this one. The full length will now be 2 inches. So our dart, that's 2 inches for the dart. So we are going in, we are drawing it, we move it down like this. Okay, so guys, this is how it's looking. So for the neck, we are going to go in by 1 inch from the chest line. I don't want my cleavage to be showing, so I want to go in by 1 inch. So I use my ruler to curve it in. The sweetheart neck, you can make your own to be straight, whichever way you want it, but I'm making my own to be sweetheart neck. Okay, so guys, this is how it's looking. Okay, so I still want to, the next thing is to take my measurement, my bust measurement, divide by 4. That's one. Where is the pen? Pause. Okay, now so guys, we'll take our bust measurement. My bust measurement is 34. So 34 divided by 8 by 4 is 8.5. 8.5. This is our 8.5. But the measurement we remove from this side is 1 in 1 here. That's total is 2. So we add that to the dart allowance we are cutting away. That's 2. We are adding it to make it complete. Okay, so our under bust measurement is 6.75. So I will approximate it to 7. So I will add that same 2 inches, the dart 2 inches to make it complete as well. Then the waist is 28. I will remove 1 inch from the waistline to make it snatch my waist. So that will be 27. 27, that will be same 7. Okay, divide by 4. That will be 6.75. I'll approximate it to 7. 7. Then you add the 2 inches for the darts. The one we will mark here, because if you are going to cut it away, it's going to affect your measurements. So we are adding that 2 inches that we remove for the darts. Okay, so the next thing is to connect the lines. Okay, so guys, I'm not adding seam allowance to my pattern now. So when I'm cutting, I will add seam allowance on the main fabric. So this is how it looks. Sorry if it's not straight. Okay, so we are not working with this line, we're working with the other one. So the next thing I will do is to take our armhole length. My armhole measurement is 7. This is 7. Okay, sorry, before the armhole length, let's slant our shoulder because our shoulders are not straight. They are sloped, so we have to slant it to make it more relaxing when we are wearing our dress. So I'm slanting it by 1 inch. I'll mark my 1 inch. I'll connect it to the neckline. Okay, so from the slanted 1 inch, then we go down by 7 inches for our armhole. I'm using 7 for my armhole. Then you mark it, draw a straight line like so. Okay, so you divide that 7 into 2, that will be 3.5. So we create our armhole curve. Okay, so guys, this is how it's looking. So because it's a Victoria corset, I want to divide this panel into 2 again. It's not really looking big, but I will still have to divide it because I want my front panel to have 3 pieces. So this is 3.5 altogether. So I will mark 2 here. From the side seam in, I come in by 2. So I'll just draw a straight line like this. So the darts from the bust point, just where this one is, half an inch. I'm using half an inch for this dart. Go in by half inch. The other side to half inch. That's 1. Then we connect. We connect it to the full length. Okay. So we do the same thing up to the chest line. Okay, so guys, this is how it's looking. This is our front panel for our Victoria corsets. You can hear me? Atu logo. I can feel them. Okay, so guys, this is how it's looking after dividing the other parts to make it 3-piece panel. Okay, from the center front, we are still going to go in by 1 inch. 1 inch. Let's make it half an inch to put the contour on the front, on the center front as well. So draw it like so, and connect it to our sweater neck. Okay, so guys, this is how it looks. So because I want my dress to have a basque effect at the hem of the dress, so I'm going in by 5 an inch. I want it to be curvy, very curvy. So I'm going in by 5. You can make your own to be 2. You can make it 3, but I'm making my own by 5. So I'll connect it like so. Okay, so guys, this is how it's looking. I hope it's making sense to us. Okay, so before I cut out, I will label our pattern to make it understandable when we are cutting it on our main fabric. So this is our center front, then this is our side This is our side front. So the center front will be number one, then this number two, then that's number three. Okay, so guys, we go ahead and cut out our pattern. Corset is looking like after I cut out the pattern with our yoke. If you want to make use of the yoke, you can make it, you can leave it like that, but we are not working with, or we might work with the yoke now. Okay, with the yoke, this is how it looks. Okay, still cut out that front part to make the clothes have contour. Okay, so this is how it looks. It's looking beautiful. So now we'll go straight to the back. Guys, we go ahead and cut the back panel. First, we draw out our starting point, which is the shoulder line. So from our shoulder to the chest line, we draw out that. Then our waistline, which I make use of 16 the other time for the front. Okay, so for the our back still remain 18 and 16, which is 16 divided by 2, 8.8. That's 8. So we're adding half an inch to it for the seam allowance. So that is this is our armor line. Then the next thing is our neck width. That's, we use 3 for the front. We are taking that same 3. Then the back depth is 1.5. 1.5. So you connect your lines. Then you create your neck bow. Okay. The next thing is to connect our armor. This one is not going to be having that curvy part that we added at the front. This one will just be straight normal. So I will still want my back to have panels, like 3 panels as well. So I'm going in from the center front, from the center back, I'm going in by 4. I'm not adding zip to my dress. I want to make it to have loops at the back. Okay, so the full length of the dress still remain 24, which we make use of 23 because the pattern paper is not up to that, so I will add the remaining inches on the on the main fabric. So the next thing is to add that to our dress. Before the darts, let's mark our bust points from the back as well, so that will help us determine our darts. Okay, so guys, before that I'm going in by half an inch, going half inch on the other side as well. So I'm connecting my lines. Okay, so guys, this is how it's looking. So on the other panel too, I'm marking 3, draw another horizontal line, a vertical line, sorry. To extend it to your chest line. Okay, so that's how it's looking. Then we'll take our measurements, which is first half, I think you're gonna pick. Bust, our bust divided by 4, that's 8.5. You mark it. Then this is 1 inch altogether, and this 1 inch altogether, and that will be 2 inches altogether. So we add that 2 inches. Then our under bust measurements. Under bust. So remember your bust. That's 27 divided by 4, 6.75. So we'll make it 7 approximately. This is where our 7 ends. Then we now add that 2 inches. 7, 2 inches again. That's 9. And now make the board. We have to speed to cut down that. Okay, so we are going in by 5 as we did on the front panel, which we use our relaxed curve it. Okay, for the back, I said I'm not going to add zipper to my dress. I'm making use of eyelets, that's loops. So I'm removing 2 inches for that. I don't want it to be too wide or too open. Okay, so I am subtracting 2 inches from my back for my eyelets. So this is it. So now the next thing is I will cut out the panel, the back panel. And add this one. Sorry guys, we have not sloped our shoulder, which is by 1. We slope it, then we extend the armhole down by 1 because we did not add it from the initial. So sorry for that. Okay, so now we are good to go. Cut out our back panel too. Okay, so guys, this is how it's looking after cut out. After we cut out, this is how it looks. Okay, for the back, yoke for the back is kind of slant. Maybe I should make it curve. Okay, so for my back yoke, this is how it will look like. So you cut out that excess. Okay, so this is how our back yoke is looking like.